Hey, sports fans, back at it again, and this time we're here with the list. About 10 things you don't know about Ohio State quarterback Justin Fields. The Ohio State stud is a name that has risen from near obscurity, serving as a backup at Georgia, to the front runner of the Heisman race after a spectacular sophomore season. Before we get into our list and tell you about all things Justin Fields, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button so you can stay current on our content and all things football. All done? Perfect. On to our list. Coming in at number 10, Justin Fields fought the NCAA and won. Ohio State quarterback Justin Fields wasn't always a Buckeye. After choosing the Georgia Bulldogs coming out of high school, Fields served as the backup for Jake Fromm for his true freshman season in 2018. Fields appeared in 12 games, mostly getting the nod during cleanup duty, and threw for 4 touchdown passes, adding another 4 on the ground. Following the Bulldogs' loss to Alabama in the 2018 SEC championship game, Fields announced his intentions to transfer for greener pastures and a starting gig. Now, as most transfers would be required to sit out a year according to the NCAA's transfer rules, Justin Fields fought the powers that be on their non-grad transfer rules and won his appeal in February of 2019, granting him immediate eligibility. This was great news for Justin Fields as well as the Ohio State Buckeyes, as they had a 5-star recruit to add to their already potent offense, which included current Baltimore Ravens second-round pick, running back J.K. Dobbins. Number 9, Justin Fields' online class controversy. He caught some flack when it was revealed that he was taking his classes remotely in 2019 instead of actually attending the classes like the rest of his undergraduate brethren. The criticism, of course, was that Fields wasn't taking real classes and was likely being given a good grade because he was a collegiate star. One of Fields' college professors, Nicole Kraft, actually came to his defense and said Fields isn't the only student taking online courses, as many non-athletes also take this approach. She noted that online courses also come with the same workload and have the same rigors as live classes. Fields spoke on the situation himself and claimed that he took online classes so he could spend more time on the field playing football as well as studying. The consumer and family financial services major may have been ahead of the game with the whole COVID-19 pandemic anyway. Number 8, Justin Fields originally committed to Penn State. Okay, so Justin Fields' beginnings were somewhat of a carousel. The current Ohio State quarterback by way of Georgia was originally committed to Penn State before decommitting and choosing Georgia. Following all that, after a very strong junior year of high school, the offers came flooding in for Fields, who went on to be regarded as one of the best dual threat signal callers in the nation. The quarterback, who has proven very decisive on the field, was, well, not as decisive when it came to his college future. It would appear Fields chose correctly, as Penn State's offensive coordinator Joe Moorhead, who was one of the best in the nation, was a hot name being thrown around for several other coaching gigs. This gave Fields and his mother pause when it came to his college future, and they decided that it was best let the young QB go somewhere with more stability. Enter Georgia. Georgia was the favorite to land Fields, who elected to stay in state and become a Bulldog over the other schools vying for his services. As it turns out, Fields and his mom were right, as Moorhead would leave to Mississippi State during Fields' freshman year. Coming in at number 7, Justin Fields isn't the only athlete in the family. You've heard this story before. A college star comes from a family where one or more parents or siblings are also athletic. Well, Justin Fields and his family are unique, as just about all of them happen to be fairly athletic. While none of them have hit the level of Justin's success just yet, it appears that Justin is not the only standout. His dad was a linebacker at Eastern Kentucky back in the day, and from middle linebackers to the middle field's child, Jaden, Justin's sister, she was a 4-year starter for her softball team in high school, and more impressively, was 3-time first-team All-State. Not bad. Oh yeah, and her senior year ended with her softball team winning the state championship. So far, she's seen limited time in college, but is expected to see the field a lot more this season. And last but not least, Jessica Fields. While Jessica is only in middle school, the youngest plays basketball and helped lead her team to a 33-0 record and a tournament championship. In case you were wondering if Jessica was just a part of the team and not one of the more impactful players, she was the tournament MVP. Number 6 on our list, Justin Fields wanted to play professional baseball. Justin Fields is known for what he can do on the gridiron, but a lesser-known fact about one of college football's brightest stars is he also has a love for baseball. The 21-year-old started playing baseball at 4 years old and played all the way through his senior year of high school. Fields was a two-sport star growing up and played both second base and shortstop for his high school team. Scouting organization Perfect Game, who does comprehensive scouting reports on up-and-coming athletes, gave glowing reviews of Fields, claiming that he had an outstanding athletic build, quick feet, and a good carry on his throws. Fields was also noted for being late moving his hands forward. While we're not really sure what Fields' baseball career would have held for him, we do know that Fields decided football was a better career choice, and so far, all he's done is position himself to be one of the first names called when he enters the NFL draft. At number 5 on our list, Fields has a public beef with another college quarterback. Let's set the table for this one before we dive in. We talked about Justin Fields and his transfer to Ohio State from Georgia. What we didn't tell you was the feathers that it ruffled in the process. Upon Justin Fields announcing his intentions to transfer to Ohio State, incumbent quarterback Tate Martell had more than a few words to say about his feelings on the matter. Tate stated, "Why would I leave for someone who hasn't put in a single second into this program? To just run away from somebody who hasn't put in a single second into workouts, anything like that, and doesn't know what the program is all about? There's not a chance. I will be the starting quarterback. I'm 100% sure on that. I'm not just going to walk away from something that I have put so much time into, and there is not a chance that I won't go out there and compete for that." Big words from Martell, who less than 2 weeks later would enter the transfer portal. Fields kept it professional and had nothing to say to the parting quarterback, but then Martell followed his previous comments with a tweet which read, "Word of advice, don't swing and miss, especially not your second time. Ouch." This comment by Martell refers to Justin Fields leaving Georgia, where he was the backup, to go to Ohio State, where he would presumably be a backup behind Martell, at least in Martell's mind. Fields would go on to start, and the quarterback would proceed to light up college football, and Martell would transfer to Miami before he even got to Ohio State. And then in April of 2020, after posting a video of a not-so-awesome golf swing, Fields captioned the tweet, "Got a lot of work to do, but at least I don't swing and miss," with an emoji laugh. Coming in at number 4, Justin Fields was against the Big Ten's decision to cancel the fall season following his phenomenal 2019 season. Fields, like many of the other top returning prospects, were licking their chops at going to the national championship title and raising their draft stock. However, due to COVID-19, Fields is a spectator like the rest of us, as some of college's biggest programs have been shut down for the fall. Although now it appears that the Big Ten has been back in talks to have a season, who knows? But Justin Fields' public reaction was 3 letters, SMH, or to the non-acronym literate, shaking my head. Behind the scenes, it's said that Fields has been training like a madman for this upcoming season, so it comes as no surprise this is a disappointment to the college star. It's not out of the realm of possibilities for Fields to transfer elsewhere to continue his college career. Hey, it wouldn't be the first time. Number 3 on our list, Justin Fields has the best touchdown to interception ratio in NCAA Division I history. Justin Fields' 41 touchdowns to just 3 interceptions is as spectacular as it sounds. Given that it was his first year as a starter makes this feat even much more impressive. The ridiculous ratio of 13.67 touchdowns for every interception thrown tops the previous record held by Case Keenum, who was sitting at a touchdown to interception ratio of 9.6. Number 2, Justin Fields won Mr. Georgia football. We told you that Justin Fields was a good athlete in high school, but just how good was he? Good enough to be named Mr. Georgia football. The award is given to the top football player in the state for that given year. Fields was given the award following his senior season, but what makes the achievement even more eye-popping is that he did it after playing just 7 games due to an injury-shortened season in which he broke his finger. Another tidbit to add to this is that the person to win Mr. Georgia football before him was Jake Fromm, the guy who relegated Fields to mostly bench duty in his freshman year at Georgia. And number 1, Fields may have leapfrogged Trevor Lawrence as the top quarterback prospect in the 2021 draft. It's a bold statement, but we know how good Trevor Lawrence is and everything the young quarterback has done. After leading Clemson to back-to-back title games in which he came away with a victory once, Lawrence pushed himself into the forefront of the best quarterback in the nation conversation with the departure of Joe Burrow. Well, there are many analysts and coaches who feel that Fields is an even better prospect than Lawrence, particularly a better passer than the Clemson QB. If we look at the numbers alone, they may have a case, as Fields threw for more touchdowns than Lawrence with fewer interceptions. We talked about that ratio. Many people that praise Trevor also point to his ability to scramble and keep defenses guessing. Well, Fields also had more rushing touchdowns than Lawrence. Maybe there is something to this Justin Fields is the best college QB hype. Unfortunately for Justin and fortunate for Trevor, Fields probably won't be allowed to suit up this fall for the Buckeyes. Well, that concludes our list. 10 things you didn't know about Ohio State star Justin Fields. A name that's sure to only gain more popularity in the months and years to come. Let's keep the conversation going. If there's anything we left off this list or something you already knew about Fields, drop us a comment and let us know. If you haven't already hit subscribe, go ahead, do it, so that we can keep you up to date on all the exciting content and many more lists to come. Until next time, sports fans, have a good one.